We know from Scripture that gratitude is meant to be done daily. The psalmist said that here in Lamentations as well. And so a couple of ideas to try to be practical that I think about is the practice of the big three. If you do a daily journal or even in your own prayer time of going through and just giving thanks to God for three things. It's not designed to be so broad, rather just very specific. God, thank you for this breakfast. Thank you for my wife and a specific aspect of that. Thank you for my daughter or my children doing this particular thing. And so being very specific about the goodness of God in your life and writing that down. And I tell you, that can be such a mindset shift in your day. You can wake up grumpy, maybe you didn't get a lot of sleep, you got a lot going on at ministry, at work, and you just sit down in your time of prayer and just saying, God, thank you. You are so good to me. I don't deserve these things. I look forward to our fellowship, not just now, but for all eternity. And then another idea that I thought was interesting, kind of on a family concept, was a jar of awesome. So if something awesome happens in your life, it's so easy for me to just forget it, but to have just little scraps, small pieces of paper there, and maybe you pre-make some of these, and you just write down, all right, this is what happened, and it was awesome, and you put it in the jar of awesome, and you put it somewhere where your family can see it, and it's just a constant daily reminder of being grateful. And then a practice at dinner, we try to do this as well, of what was a big win for today, and what are you grateful for? So that we're intentionally, as a family, when we sit down for dinner, practicing gratefulness. It strikes me that we learn what we need to learn, and we change what we need to change to do what we want to do. And so if we want to accomplish all that God has put in our hearts, this is a great reminder for all of us to practice gratitude. It's not an option, it's a command in Scripture. Why did God tell us that? Because it prevents that Friday frenzy, that constant comparison, and just being down about, well, somebody is ahead of me and they're doing better than I am. It prevents that because it puts us in a place of gratitude. God's good. It's having that strong foundation now helps us to triumph in the works of God's hands that He has called us to do. And then finally, we realize it's not just one time a year, folks. It's not just Thanksgiving Day. And so how do you practice that? Now, then what does that say to the watching world? And so how the believers, the followers of Jesus, if we come into our spheres of influence and our souls are filled and it is just spilling over, that could be such a game changer, not just in our churches, but in public life